friends, welcome to my channel Interesting Engineering. In our video today, we shall discuss about calibration of energy meter. Before entering into the topic, let's have a short preview about what's a energy meter. We would have all seen in our home about this energy meter. This is a instrument that to a integrating type of instrument which could record the amount of power consumed over a duration of time period. So this energy meter measures the power consumed for a particular time period. So this is the structure of an energy meter, where we could see two different magnets, shunt magnet and series magnet, over which is wound a pressure coil and current coil. The pressure coil is connected directly with the supply voltage and current coil is connected with the load, that is, it carries the load current. In between these two shunt and series magnet, we have a aluminum disc whose rotation represents the amount of power consumed. So this aluminum disc rotates based on the interaction of flux produced by this pressure coil and current coil. So by means of interaction of flux developed due to this pressure coil and the current coil, aluminum disc will be rotating. So the number of rotation of aluminum disc represents the amount of power consumed in our household appliances. So the rotation of this aluminum disc is controlled by means of this braking magnet. So the speed of rotation of this disc is controlled by means of this braking magnet. The position of braking magnet can be adjusted depending upon the speed required for the movement of aluminum disc. So this is about the construction and working of this energy meter. So now let's discuss about what may be the error that could occur in an energy meter and how can we rectify those errors. So in general, calibration is nothing but comparing the measurement of a particular instrument with a particular standards available. So if the measurement from the instrument correlates with the standard instruments measurement, then that instrument is said to be more accurate. Yeah, suppose if there is any deviation occurs in that particular instrument, then we need to employ certain measures to correct those errors. So let's discuss about what may be the error that could occur in an energy meter and how can we eliminate those errors. Some of the errors in an energy meter are phase angle error, creeping error, speed error, friction error, frequency error, temperature error and voltage error. So let's discuss about each and every type of error and the method to eliminate those errors. The first error is the phase angle error. So the torque equation we have derived for the operation of an energy meter in our previous video. So let me attach in the description box about the torque equation derivation. So in that torque equation, if we could see in the torque equation, the operation of any energy meter depends upon a more important concept, that is the frequency, the phase, the flux developed due to the potential coil should always be lagging behind the applied voltage by 90 degree. That is, if the applied voltage V should lead this phi p by an angle 90 degree for any power factor. So the flux due to the pressure coil should always lag behind the voltage by an angle 90 degree. But practically it won't be applicable. So it will be lagging behind the voltage by an angle, say theta. So when this is the case, that is, if the pressure coil flux lags behind the voltage by an angle theta, not by an angle 90 degree, then it has to be corrected so that the operation will be more accurate. That is, the torque equation applies for this energy meter operation. So that can be eliminated. This error can be eliminated by adjusting the copper shading bands present in the central limb. That is, if we could see in our diagram, so this is the central limb. In the central limb we have copper shading bands. So by adjusting the position of copper shading bands, we could able to correct this phase angle error. So this is the first type of error. So in this first type, operation, the energy meters operation depends upon the torque equation. So in that torque equation, based on the torque equation of an energy meter, the flux due to the pressure coil should always lag behind the applied voltage by 90 degree. If it is not the case, then we have to adjust the copper shading bands present in the central limb of the energy meter. So the next error is nothing but the creeping error. Creeping is nothing but the aluminum disc will be rotating even for the applied voltage with no load. That is, when the load is not connected with the energy meter, and by applying voltage only to the potential coil, even then there will be slow rotation of the aluminum disc. So as I said earlier, the rotation of aluminum disc will be registered and recorded as the power consumption in any house, in an energy meter. So in order to avoid that, we have to eliminate this error, that is creeping error should be eliminated. And this creeping error is mainly due to overcompensation of the energy meter, vibration, and also due to stray magnetic field effects. So this error can be eliminated by drilling small holes in the diametrically opposite sides of the aluminum disc. So by making two small holes in the aluminum disc, when it come over the magnet, the flux will be interacting there, so that the error due to creeping will can be eliminated by making use of small holes in the aluminum disc at two position, at the diametrically opposite sides of the disc. The next error is the speed error. So speed error is nothing but variation in the speed of rotation of the disc. So the rotation of aluminum disc is being integrated by this energy meter. So the rotation of aluminum disc plays a major role in the registering mechanism. So the aluminum disc has to be rotated at a specified required speed. Suppose if the speed of the aluminum disc is very slow, it takes many rotations for recording, whereas if it takes at a higher speed, then it takes lesser amount of rotation for registering the power consumed. So that is not applicable. So that error has to be eliminated. So this can be eliminated by adjusting the position of braking magnet. So in our energy meter, there is a presence of brake magnet. Look here in the diagram, we have braking magnet here. So this magnet's position can be adjusted to adjust the speed of rotation of this aluminum disc. So this is the third error we have seen. So the speed of the aluminum disc has to be maintained at normal for any power factor conditions. So the speed can be adjusted depending upon the load applied by making use of brake magnet. Then comes the friction error. So friction, as we all know, whenever there is a moving part, there occurs friction. So that friction takes place mainly in rotor bearing and the counting mechanism, especially in the light loads. So that friction error has to be eliminated. So that is eliminated by adjusting the shading rings in the limbs of the magnet. So in the magnet, that is in the shunt and series magnet limbs, there is a presence of shading rings. So the shading rings can be adjusted to eliminate this friction error. Then comes the temperature error. error. So the error due to temperature will always be very small. So these error causes major problem only in the resistance values. So the magnetic strength, these factors gets affected due to variation in temperature. So in order to avoid this temperature error, normally the energy meter is surrounded by a shielding. So apart from that shielding arrangement, while designing itself, the manufacturer will be designing the energy meter with careful attention in order to eliminate the error due to temperature. That is, normally we would have seen the energy meter is present in the outside of the houses, so that the moisture and the environment temperature will affect the energy meter recording. So in order to eliminate those error, during manufacturing itself there will be certain specifications provided. Apart from that, it will be provided with shielding arrangements to eliminate the error due to temperature. Then comes the frequency error. So normally the energy meter will be operating with minimum error at certain frequencies. Mainly in our country, the operating frequency for AC supply is 50 hertz. So these energy meters will be designed in such a way that there will be minimum error at frequency of about 50 hertz. Apart from this 50 hertz frequencies, when there is any frequency variation in the supply voltage, it causes error. So changes in frequencies causes error due to change in the reactance of the coils available. So these errors are of smaller value, so it can be neglected. Then comes the voltage error. The voltage error is of also very small value, so that it can also be neglected. Normally 230 volts will be applied at the input side. So if there is any variation in voltage, so that voltage variation may cause error, that too of very small value, so it is also being neglected. So these are all some of the errors present in an energy meter, and we can even pay more attention in designing as well as in its operation before making use of those energy meter for our measurement purpose. So in this manner we can eliminate error due to certain conditions while making use of these energy meter for our measurement purpose. So this is about the calibration of energy meter. So in our next video we shall start discussing about the third chapter, that is the potentiometer chapter. We shall start from the next video onwards. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share.